Welcome to a new video then. We are back on the bank and today you join me on a lovely estate lake. Absolute glorious place this, and we've got some pretty nice weather. Probably not good for what I'm thinking of doing today, but I can choose the weather, it chooses itself. And today I'm actually out doing a bit of pike fishing. Now it was meant to be about 10 degrees today and I thought it looked pretty good, a bit overcast, but it's actually gone sunny and it's about 14 degrees. So it's a little bit more mild and sunny and warmer than I was expecting, but can't choose the weather, it is what it is. So I've still decided to come out. I've chose the latter part of the day as the light's going to start to drop and it's going to cool off a little bit. So hopefully we've got more chance of picking up a pike or two and I'll be switching on the feed. But yeah, I'm on this lovely estate lake today. I've actually just dropped into this little corner after looking around. There's a few carp anglers on today, but this corner normally seems to hold a few pike. It's a lovely sort of overgrown little snaggy corner. Absolute perfect for your predators to be ambushing prey. And I'm hoping we're going to get lucky. And I'm doing something a bit different today. I'm actually fishing with a centre pin. So I've got two centre pins on the rods and I'm going to be float fishing for the pike and hopefully we're going to get lucky. So it's very early autumn piking, but I'm feeling confident. Hopefully we can at least get one pickup and put a fish in the video, but we'll see how we get on. So let's stop talking and let's get some rods in the water and let's catch a pike. Right, rod number one is out. Customer. We got our little croc. Well, there we go then. Only a little one, but fish number one. I thought I'd show you how I store my dead baits on a short session. So I've got one of these bad boys which slides perfectly into the back of my rucksack, and this is one of the Pike Pro. I'll lift it out. This is one of the Pike Pro freezer bags, and basically this freezer bag's got a tiny little hole on the top so you don't let out much of the cold, and it's fully insulated, and you've got this waterproof cover so nothing gets too damp in the bag. Keep it in the back of the bag like this, and all I need to do is just unzip this top bit, reach in, get out a fresh bait, which is, as you can see, frozen solid, zip it back up. Job's a good one. Don't have to take anything out of my bag. Nice and easy, ready to move if I need to. Right, so today I am using a float setup. I'm basically using it on the lift method. So I've got 0.37 mono, which is around about 15 to 18 pound or thereabouts. So further up the line here, I've got a stop knot, which is just a 4 or 5 turn stop knot, and that basically sets where the float will stop. And then I've got a bead which goes up to the stop knot, if you can see that. And basically I use a hard bead, and the reason I use a hard bead is because the diameter doesn't change. If you use a soft bead, obviously it can squeeze over the top of this, whereas if you use a hard bead, it's fixed, it can't be pulled over the top of that stop knot. Obviously if the line breaks, this stop knot will just pull straight off and all the gear will just come free. And basically I've got a waggler style throat that goes up to the stop knot, and as you can see that then sets your depth. And then on the bottom I've got a quick change link here so that I can take off my rig, so that's my trace. And the reason I do that is because it's better for when you're moving or packing up and going home. You can take your trace off, put it back so it doesn't get caught up in anything. Also, if you get a good pike, you can unclip your trace. So say you've got the fish in the net, you can basically unclip the trace, leave that obviously in the fish, get your rod and everything out of the way, then lift the fish out onto the mat and sort the trace out. So obviously saves a lot of hassle and messing around. I've got a bead on the back of there, and that's basically, so the bead on the back is literally just for the float to sit against when you're playing the fish out. Just protects the knot a bit, and then basically this bit will lay on the deck. So this bit here will essentially lay on the deck, and it will go up off the bottom like so. So I've got a couple of double SSG shots on there, which with the weight of the bait balances the float perfectly. And then that is it, basically fishing on the lift method. And then the bait, basically you put your, these are semi-barbed, so I've got one treble that's got a barb on it, so that one goes into the fish, into the bone, and that basically holds the fish on. You don't actually hook the pike with that hook, that's just to hold your bait. And then you put the other one down the flank just so that they're separated nice and straight like that, and that is the bait. And basically that bait is going to lay on the bottom, the float goes up to the surface, and obviously that's what gives me my bite indication. So to cast a centre pin, what I do is I take off a really long line down to the floor. I then get my fingers in between the ring and then take off line off of the actual reel. So I've basically got the line in my two fingers there coming off of the reel, and then a long length of line coming off of the actual rod. And basically that determines obviously how far I'm going to be to flick this. And obviously the more you can take off, the longer you're going to be able to go. But I had that fish sort of down this bank, so I'm going to try and go a little bit further than where I had it. There we go. There we go. See, and the float is now just cocking under the weight of the bait and the shot. And then what I can do is basically put the ratchet on the centre pin, like so. Use this here, this bit of wood, as a rod rest, and then you can just slowly tighten up to it, and then the float will slowly start to sit upright. And then once you've got him upright, he's ready to go. And then basically what happens, normally when you get a bite, that'll start bobbing up and down a little bit as the fish is trying to pick it up. And then normally that float, it just goes popping straight up, lay flat, and as the fish moves off with it, it starts to tighten and basically start to get pulled down under. But you get lovely bites with a float. There's a little bit of a flow coming in from the inlet. There's actually an inlet just up along here, and there's a bit of flow coming in, so the float is sort of moving a little bit in the flow because we've had a lot of rain recently, and it's obviously coming in there and going out down the other end, down to my left. It's actually quite coloured and chocolatey out here at the moment, where there's obviously a lot of water been coming in. But it didn't deter that pike. He was looking for a nice easy meal, so hopefully there's another one around. It's a little bit further down the bank. I had that fish probably half the distance of that, so I've obviously lobbed it a little bit further down. We'll see if we get any more interest, but it was probably only out there for about 20 minutes, so we'll give it another 20 minutes and see if anything else picks that up. Been out there for a while, but I hadn't had a second touch on it, so I might move in a minute. But first off, thought I'd have a drink. These were on offer, 2 for $3.50. Why not? Been in the gym a lot lately. I've got a gym in my garage, and trying to keep the protein up. Not bad. Strawberry flavour. Tastes a bit like a milkshake. So I'm in swim 3 of the afternoon, and so far we've only had that one pickup in that first spot. The second area looked really good in that corner, but it's really shallow, and I just don't think the fish were in there. So I've come round further into the main part of the lake, while this is going down into the narrow section, but there's no one down here. There's carp anglers up to the left of the swim, so up that direction in the main bolt area, but there's no one down in this sort of neck of the lake. So I've come down here. This bank along here is overgrown, massively overgrown. If I walk up the bank and show you down this path, look, it's all overgrown. You can see no one's been going down here at all. No one's been down this bank, which is nice, because when no one's been trotting on the path, it's been nice and quiet, which means there might be a few fish around here. But I've lowered a rod in literally just under this tree, just under here, where it's nice and overhanging and got some cover, and I'm just going to fish in here for a bit. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a I think I might put the kettle on and have a quick coffee while I'm waiting. And I haven't actually had one. I should have bought a flask, really. It would have been a bit more sort of better and sort of time wise, so I wouldn't have been messing around putting the kettle on. But I've got it with me, so I fancy a brew. I'm going to put the kettle on, have a coffee, and see if it goes rattling, really. So come on, float, start dancing. cast away. Oh yeah, we're in. Yeah, we are in. That feels like a better fish. It is a better fish. Happy days. That's a better one. Ooh. Whoa. Cool. Come on in. He's in. Sorted. Right, there we go then. Fish number 2, bit bigger than the last one. Put up a nice scrap as well. Took some line off the centre pin, which was good fun. But I don't want to keep them out for too long because it is a little bit warm today. So we're getting back, and you never know, might have time for another one. But yeah, happy days, great fun, loving it. Anyway, let's get him home. Well, the float is back out then in the margin, and you may have to bear with because I will be sort of watching the float more so than probably watching yourselves. But yeah, that was a nice little result, wasn't it, having that pike, a little bit bigger than the last one. So nice little bonus there, and put up a wicked fight on the centre pin, so really enjoying the centre pin. I have to admit, for venues where I know I'm only going to be fishing sort of in the margin, the centre pin is definitely the way to go. It's really, really fun, loads of control, and you can lay it down on the floor, fish it on the ratchet. Obviously, if you fish it off the ratchet, it's so smooth. Obviously, it's so free running. The pike can easily take line off of it with little to almost no resistance. So definitely a bit of an edge, I think, using a centre pin for pike. But obviously, you're restricted to how far you can fish. But on venues like this, when the features are all close in, the fish are going to be up on the top of the shelf, under the bank where there's cover, and also on the river, especially my local river where it's quite deep and strong current. You're fishing close in on the slacks, you're never fishing out into open water. The advantage you've got as well is if you wanted to trot a bait down, you can obviously use the centre pin to do that absolutely lovely. So yeah, I think probably going to take them on the river and have a little go as well, doing some dead baiting. But yeah, it's been really good fun so far, absolutely loving it. Obviously a couple of fish, but I finally managed to get a coffee made, so I'm going to drink my coffee for a bit, sit in the chair, and you never know, that float might start dancing and we might have another one. But even if we don't, it's been very enjoyable, and it's my first pike session of the autumn, so nice to have a couple of bites and not blank. So yeah, here's to a few more pike this autumn and winter, and hopefully I'll be having another one shortly. Right, I've just come down towards the bottom end of the lake. The light levels are starting to go a bit now, and it's so overgrown. I got absolutely destroyed by the brambles, which wasn't fun, and the line on the reel got caught up in the brambles as well, so that was a bit of a nightmare trying to sort that mess out. But anyway, we're down here now, so I'm going to just flick this along this margin down here. I've got this lovely sort of overhanging tree line. Looks very nice. I've got it positioned just off of this cover here. Looks really nice. So hopefully there's a croc around. It'd be nice to have a better sized fish. I mean, that last one was probably £7 or £8 maybe. It would be nice to have a double and have something that really sort of pulls back, just to test out the old centre pin there. But we can't choose what picks it up, so we will take a bite. But yeah, it would be nice to get something that really goes to town, so we get a bit of an epic battle. But we've got about 20 minutes of fishing until I'm probably going to reel in and go back, so fingers crossed, let's make it happen. Well, I've just put the float out a little bit further. I've got about 10 minutes to go. It was set up in this margin. I don't know why, I just thought I would have had a bite really quick putting it there. So I've put it out into open water a little bit more, just because I haven't really fished out into the open water today at all. And I thought, you never know, when it's sort of starting to get a bit dark now, maybe the fish might sort of be drifting out into that open water, maybe looking for the shoals of bait fish. So yeah, I've just thought put it out into open water, and you never know, it might go rattling off. But if I'm honest, I think I'm probably gonna finish the video now, unless I get another one or have to do another update. But I think I'm gonna end it here, as it's been a really enjoyable session. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. Obviously a bit of a difference for the channel again, another sort of species hunt, and that's what's going to be happening a lot going forward. I'm going to be targeting a lot of other fish, putting out sort of a bonus video when I do, so you still get that little bit of a carp fix every week on a Tuesday. But on a Friday or maybe a Saturday, I try and put out some extra content like this video where I'm fishing for other species, which obviously you guys should hopefully enjoy. So if you have enjoyed it, obviously give it a thumbs up and show us some love. Smash the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Obviously every little helps the channel grow, helps us be able to go out and do bigger things, and obviously supports what we're doing and putting out these videos for you guys to watch. So anyway, until next time, get out on the bank. I've got to keep watching that float. Get out on the bank, enjoy your fishing, and remember, it is fishing. It's about enjoying it, it's about having fun. So go out and do exactly that. And until next time, I will be seeing you. We've actually got a banging video coming on Tuesday, so make sure you watch that one. And I'll be seeing you then. So until Tuesday at 6:30, enjoy your fishing and be lucky.